I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A roll call.
Have any idea how many times I've avoided saying that?
Dan Pillow,
Here.
Lisa Stafford,
Here.
Dan Dalton,
Here.
Ann Pillow,
Here.
Steve Dalton,
Here.
Pam Jackson.
Here. And we'll start with the clerk's report.
You received you received the minutes first. The first one is from the regular council meeting on June 21st.
I'll accept the minutes from June, make a motion to accept the minutes for June 21st, 2021.
I'll second. Motion by Pam, second by Lisa. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next, you have the minutes from the special meeting was June 28th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from June 28th.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Here.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have from the emergency Zoom meeting from June 30th, the minutes for that one.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from June 30th.
Not too big on the seconds today.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Dalton. Any discussion?
See, I stopped seconding and it all goes downhill.
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have pay ordinance 7A. This was for biweekly payroll that was paid on July the 2nd. Total dispersed from the general fund was $10,512.68.
I make a motion that we accept pay ordinance number 7A.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Ann Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next you have 7B. This was for monthly salaries, all dispersed from the general fund. $7,350.
I'll make a motion to accept 7B, 2021.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Next you have 7C for accounts payable. Oh, I'm sorry. This is for payroll. Getting ahead of myself. This is biweekly payroll that was paid on July 16th, which was last Friday. All dispersed from the general fund, $10,532.33.
Margaret, I'm sorry, I didn't get the right
Didn't
date.
get that one?
No, I just need to know what it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. $10,532.33. It was number 7C, the
Thank you.
second biweekly.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion to accept 7C.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Ann Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This is 7D, this is for accounts payable. Disbursed from the general fund was $9,881.38. From the state highway fund, $453.14, for a combined total of $10,334.54.
Make a motion, we accept 7D.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
After you come in this evening and in the mix of all your stuff, should be a copy of the mayor's court report. This is as of July the 19th, 2021. Deposited into the village account is $4,645. Sent into the state revenue fund for indigent defense, victims of crime, drug law enforcement fund was $979. And it says other revenue from court calls, indigent alcohol or driver alcohol treatment fund, $36. For a total amount collected was $5,660. And she did attach a summary on there for all of you.
Make a motion, we accept the mayor's report.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Ann Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
I think that's all I have. The water board did meet tonight. They did email me their stuff, but I didn't have time to print it off and send it to you. So that will be the next time. Give you a chance to read it.
That's all you have. All right, thank you, Martha. Oh yeah, the treasurer's not here.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that, so it's just like now.
Did we get she email a report for tonight? I know she emailed everybody, but I don't know if anybody got a report. I know she emailed she wasn't gonna be here. Okay, so we don't know any of those. You know how they normally give us the monthly treasurer's report?
Yeah.
I just didn't know, sometimes that gets emailed and magically appears.
I'm not sure.
She didn't send the report, and one of the reasons she may not have sent it was because there's legislation that has to take action in order for me to complete the month of June before she can give a June report. And that may be a reason.
Anyway, so,
But then somebody can make an excuse or.
well, I don't know. Did she email you and tell you she wasn't gonna be here?
Yeah, she
emailed
did.
council, I think,
Yeah, she emailed council and
saying
said,
she's swamped at work and won't be able to attend
yeah,
tonight's
that she
meeting.
has something about a quarterly reports that are due, and
Oh, okay.
she has to do that. She wouldn't be
It's
here
way
tonight.
down in this list of things that came in at the last minute. All right, well, council, did you want to make a motion to excuse her for the evening?
So motion.
Seconded. Motion by Steve, second by Lisa Stafford to excuse Audrey for tonight's meeting. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right. So pretty much everything I have is in Bob's hands, so I'm just gonna actually go to Bob at this point.
Okay.
You wanna
Grab
start
the
with
giant
Margaret
packet.
stuff, it doesn't matter to me. know there's the renewal.
Yeah, we have the thing to do with approving or asking them to put it on the ballot. I don't know why they just don't make everything in one step first.
No, this feels like the fifth one we've done.
At least.
But that one is-
One will be the full length for the sewer, and then the water is, I'm sorry, I take that back. I must have printed off both ways. Bob probably sent it to me twice. And
Yeah, it looks like this one's a duplicate.
yeah, one was a long one was a short one. Sorry about that.
That's it.
Does everybody have it? There's, it's a short, there's one's a short one, and it says for the existing sewer system, and then the other one, you probably have two, a long one, the legal size, and you probably have the 8 by 11. The other one is for the water.
Ah,
If you don't have one, go out and make copies.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, long ones.
One's water and one's sewer.
I got one.
These two, right?
Well, there's actually.
Both papers I have say existing sewer system.
One should say sewer, one should
Here,
It says sewer,
here's
one
one that
says
says water.
Are these two?
That's okay, just one of those.
One, Steve. Yeah.
I've got two of
See, I
them.
have one that
I think what
The
happened
one
was
has
you, I
no-
printed them and then he sent me more and I printed more.
Existing sewer, existing,
Yeah, lock them.
both of these say sewer.
There should be another one stacked.
there's the
This
water.
is water.
It's just short.
Okay. You got them?
Yeah. First time is a resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addison, Hamlin County, Ohio.
That's for the water.
Please,
That's
sewer.
this one.
Did I screw up? Are they
Yeah.
backwards or something?
You just,
No, I'm
you don't
just,
have the water.
it's fine.
Here, here's one for water.
This is different than the earlier one. This is just, now we have to tell them to put it on the ballot after passing.
Because we've passed,
Oh, we passed two things on this. This is the third one.
yeah, this is.
The first one was to have it sent to the auditor, and then you accepted the auditor's rate, and I sent that through. Then they come back and said, now we have to have your blessing to put it on the ballot.
Please.
The other one doesn't look ready, but the one we're on. Okay, so I make a motion that we suspend the rules, read the resolution by title only 3 times, and declare an emergency.
Second.
Motion by Lisa, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion?
Hold on, just to be clear, this is the one talking about the water load transfer of funds?
No, this is
No.
this.
Yeah, this is. the
Sewer
one that
system
lets-
levy.
Sewer, got it, sorry.
This is to do with taxes.
Got it, okay, I'm good, I'm sorry.
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yes.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Do you have the water one?
No, but I got the sewer one. Resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bonds to the electors
for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, State of Ohio. Second reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio. Third reading, a resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing sewer system levy of 1/2 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio.
I make a motion to adopt as read.
I'll second it.
Is it?
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion?
Yes. Section 2, it says 5 cents for each $100 evaluation?
Yep,
That's correct?
yep.
Holy.
That's all they get. They only get about $7,000 a year from property taxes for sewer, and for water, it's 10 cents, and they only get about 13,000. For the last couple of times this has had to be renewed, I have talked and said that they need to do a replacement, because a replacement would give them the current value, where this is still collecting at the old rate. Either that, or they should do a whole new 2 resolutions. But that's all they get.
Any other discussion?
To me, that still seems like a heck of a lot.
A heck of a lot.
Also considering the way that the water bills have been going up.
Water bills haven't been raised since 2015 or 2016. The only thing that's gone up on water is sewer, and we're mandated by Greater Cincinnati Metropolitan Sewer. When they have an increase, we have to do it.
So this is based on their increase?
Please?
This is based on,
This is just
No,
renewing the
this is just
existing
renewing the
levy.
existing water
tax
or
that's already
sewer
there.
levy.
It's the existing tax that we've been paying forever, it's renewing it.
This is just a renewal? This is-
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood, sorry.
Water, just water.
Any other discussion?
We voted on this.
I know.
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
yay,
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Okay.
still.
Lisa?
And that one was for sewer, right?
That was for sewer, yes.
Okay. I
That's
think I
a
figured out what happened. I've got
But-
2 of them that say
Yeah,
sewer,
sewer.
Yeah,
and I don't have one that says water.
Yeah. We keep reading. It's like, what the heck,
but
do I
you
have
need,
that one?
you,
What number did you say it was?
no, you haven't done that part yet. You just submitted the rules to.
No,
No,
we
we just
just approved
adopted
it.
as
Oh,
read.
I'm sorry,
Adopted.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. God, what a bad night. Okay, I'm sorry, I
Is
got you
everybody
down.
here? No. Obviously not.
No, it's just this
Okay.
fine.
It will be, it will be number 17.
Thank you.
Is it this thing? Wait,
Oh, the one I just set here for water was for
That's
you.
sewer.
I have another water one.
I
At least
did.
you-
Okay, the long one, this one here is water. If anybody wants to, I did a long and I did
It's
a
the same,
short.
but this one's 2 pages and this one's 1 page.
This one.
I'm sorry, Lisa, but that would be number 17.
Thank you.
Very good.
Appreciate that, Margaret.
You're welcome.
So why must not have it?
What's he need one?
Water.
Yeah.
It's a short one.
Well, I did them both ways because Bob sent it to me
No,
for
that's
sewer.
sewer.
And I
There's another
just-
copy, Margaret.
I just went in and printed them as he sent them. And
That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And the water's a 1 mil versus the half
You get the
mil?
water.
yeah, the water is a
You get the
1
water.
mil
I
and
did
that is
it.
10
I did
cents
it.
on
Yeah.
100.
Do you have any more, Margaret?
Please?
Any more water?
Oh, I have more water.
Yeah, I need one.
And this is 7.
This
We're
is,
thirsty around here.
this is the long one because Bob sent it to me twice when he did. I printed it off
I don't know
twice.
if you need one too.
Need any more of it?
Did you get
He's got
one?
one, she's got
Yeah,
one.
which one is that?
Dan Pillow
Water.
needed one.
No, I got the water you handed me.
When you think about it, the property tax
Lot
on
of
the
form.
village is very, very minimal. The only thing that we really get a good share of money on is the fire and EMS, and where does that go? To the township. So we really don't get anything.
All right.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Next, I have a resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting a question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio.
Make a motion the rules be suspended, said ordinance be read 3 times by title only and declared an emergency.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Steve Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading of resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting a question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio. Second reading of resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio. Third reading of resolution declaring the necessity to proceed with submitting the question of the issuance of the bond to the electors for a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation and renewal of an existing water supply system levy of 1 mil for the village of Addison, Hamilton County, Ohio.
I'll make a motion to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion by Pam, second by Dan Pillow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This will be number 18.
Next, I have a resolution declaring the necessity for the transfer of funds from the Addyston, should be STO, and Board of Public Affairs Water Loan Account Fund to the Water Fund of the Village of Addyston, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
I think maybe everybody wants to know exactly
Yeah.
what that is.
If you can explain to them what that is for, the transfer of the funds.
During this 1819 audit that's still going on, I was directed by the audit staff that there was mispostings. And when I questioned it, I didn't get what was misposted. I was told that I had to make adjustments to certain funds. And when I made the adjustment to the water fund, it depleted the water fund down to like $200 of what was currently in the system now, or had been at that time. And the loan account is sitting there with $42,000 in it. And their obligations for paying back the Ohio Public Works and the Ohio Water Development one that they had, they have all been met for 2021. So in talking to the auditor staff, I was told that I should get an opinion from Bob and a resolution, and that I could make the transfer into the water fund so that the money could be used. I still left a balance in there. I didn't take it down to zero.
Where's it coming from to get into the
It's coming
water
from
fund?
what they call it's every account, they set $5 aside, or like with some of the businesses, they set more aside to pay their obligations of those loans every
Yeah.
year. They pay them in January and they pay them again in July.
Okay.
And that fund has just been collecting and collecting and collecting. It's like it needed more in the water fund right now. So in order to, have water or money in there, I have to have permission from council to make a transfer. And that's what it is. And right now, no other money is going in that fund. It's all been going into the water fund to bring the fund up.
So you said we've already paid the loan out of that account, correct?
We've paid the loan. I can't go, I could go back, I guess, and find it, but I know that it's been paid.
So we actually, what I guess I'm wanting to understand, we actually pay the bill out of our water fund? Normally, the loan bill, they give out of their money?
Out of everybody's monthly water
Yeah.
invoice.
Okay, I just want to get the transaction between us and the board. I know, do they have money to pay the loan, or are they putting money into our fund? Let me put it this way, are we putting money into their fund?
Everything's under one account, the village account down at PNC. We
Okay.
internally separate it.
Okay,
And we have a water fund, we have a sewer fund,
Yep.
and then we have this loan fund that is designated
water.
for that purpose, but it's water money.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
So does this reduce, are we transferring this on the revenue side or on the budgetary side?
We're gonna have to do both, but right, we'll have to do both. That's why last week when I said, could we have a finance meeting?
So for this one, though, this is the revenue side, correct?
Yeah, but it's going to affect
It'll affect the other
the other
side.
side too. I'm gonna have to amend my certificate. So we need to have a finance meeting.
So I agree. I was just looking at the account, most recent reports. On the one side, we've only paid $8,000 so far, and then current reserved, so we've reserved $22,000 in that account for the loans. I looked last year, we paid about $17,000 in loans. So like on that budgetary side, we can't reduce that by $35,000. And then when I flipped over to the other side, the expected revenue was about $50,000, which almost all of it's there. But if we take out $35,000 from that account, that only leaves us with $15,000 to actually pay our budgeted bill. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I think what she's saying is that budgeted bill paid off, and that's not
Steve,
coming out.
believe me,
I'm
I
just-
wouldn't come to council unless I knew the bill was paid, and they have been paid for this year. It might have been at the time that I had to take money out of the water fund to add to make the payment for this year, because there wasn't enough, and then it just kept snowballing and getting more in there. But right now, if we don't transfer some money, I can't pay July's electronic checks that are sitting in UAM.
so none of the changes you did currently impact our, so the most recent revenue report, so whatever they just had you do from the audit is not reflected in that report? Or is it?
I don't have,
So it's the normal like revenue, so it says the water board currently has only received about 37% of their expected revenue at this point. So it's showing that the water board has brought in 71,000 at this point.
in the
So-
water fund.
Yeah, so this is in the water fund, water operations.
Okay, this is not in the water operation that I'm talking about.
Isn't that where we're moving it to? So we're moving 35,000 from the loan fund over to the water operations fund. So my question is, you're saying part of the problem is you had to go in and move money out of the water's operation fund over into the loan fund, right?
No, I had to go in and I had to delete, I had to reduce what was in the water fund.
So money just disappeared?
To them, they said it was not in the right account, and they instructed me to make a decrease in the water account, which I did, and I had to send it to them showing them I did. When I did that, it brought the water fund almost down to zero for what is in there right now.
In the actual check,
In the actual monies.
money account?
Not what's been budgeted, but what we've actually got that has come in and been deposited.
So where did
into
those
that fund.
transactions go that they say were coded incorrectly? Did the money just poof gone? I mean, we had to transfer it somewhere. Did it go back into the general fund?
There's a whole list of stuff that had to be addressed, and I don't have it with me right now. But that's why I was asking last week that we needed to have a finance committee meeting.
The water, if the money was generated by the water bill, or the water tax levy, or something like that, it couldn't go to the general fund.
No.
And it shouldn't have, unless it was.
And it hasn't. All I can tell you is, this is what I was told. Lisa heard him say it, that I had to make these adjustments, that things were not put in the right thing, in the right funds.
So you're saying this whole thing is just a matter of a funds transfer? All the money is still where it started?
Well, the monies are in what's been deposited in from the receipts I get from the treasurer are put in my system, and they go into the active where I take money to pay bills. But when I had to make the adjustment for the audit, it depleted the water fund. So the only choice I have is we have to either transfer the money, or you're going to have to amend the appropriations to allow like payroll and that to be taken out of the loan account, so I can process those payments.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is a water loan account fund, is that cash that belongs to the village?
No, it's a water board.
Okay, but it's not something that we're borrowing.
Please?
It's not, we're not borrowing.
No, we're not
What
borrowing
funds
it.
that, Margaret?
Please?
How does the funds get generated for the Fifth Third loan account? Where does that, like?
There is no Fifth Third.
What, the water loan, what funds charge that account so we can use it? Where does the revenue come from for that?
The $5 or whatever off of everybody's water bill.
Okay, so it's an itemized thing on the water bill.
And it was done like that to have money to pay the loans, because at one time, the water board thought they had all this money, and then when they come to pay the Ohio Public Works loans twice a year, they was low in money. So this was a guarantee that there would be money there to pay those loans.
And there's no ordinance somewhere that says we can't redivert funds from that specialized fund to cover other expenses. Like, we're not gonna like get in double jeopardy or anything here. Like, if the funds were earmarked for a certain purpose and now we're rerouting them to cover something else, like, we're not gonna run into any issues with that, are we, Bob?
Well,
We'd have to look at whatever legislation was enacted to create the $5 to see what the purpose of that was, which would be, if it was designed to pay the Ohio Public Works loans only, then if we move it to the water fund and use it to pay something else, then we could have a problem, unless we use water fund money to pay Ohio Public Works grant money, and now we're just replacing that.
well, and that, truthfully, that might have been the case. I didn't go all the way back through it. But the first of the year when those were due, we were in a temporary operating mode, and that might have been the case. But the situation is right now that there's more than adequate funds in that 3401 account for loans, and it's just not the Ohio Public Works. There's 2 other loans that come out of that too. The water for 2nd Street loan, and then the one for down here on Route 50. But I did ask this question, and the mayor was there when I asked it, and we were told to get a legal opinion and a resolution. Then we can do it by resolution.
And as I understand it, the major issue is right now we can't pay people.
No, we can, the people have been paid because there's money at the bank.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, I can't finish my transactions electronically because after this adjustment, it wiped out what I had to pay those 2 pay periods for the water board.
So I guess what I'm asking is, before we do this, because I feel like I'm a little leery about switching this until we do some legwork, but I also get the immediate need. Is there a temporary in-between solution that we can do until we can make sure we don't, if we enact this, I don't want to enact something that causes us headaches later.
We can do what's called an advance. An advance is a transfer, you don't have to pay back. The advance you have to put back in the fund by the end of the year. And is that, you heard that
Yeah.
too?
So we could do an advance out of the fund just until we get a chance to, that way we can pay all our bills, but then we can make sure we're not like making any major mistakes right now. Is that a correct understanding?
Yes?
And I can do the advance out of really any fund I want, correct?
Nope.
No. We learned that too.
Only fund that we can do is general fund can go anywhere. That's the only fund that you can use to
Yeah.
Well,
transfer to any other
what I
fund.
was going to suggest is, until we have it, because 35,000 is also a pretty big number. Like, I feel like I want to make sure we're not, like, make sure everything's good before we move that large amount of money and make sure that it's not earmarked for something. What I was actually going to recommend is, this is why we have that rainy day fund, to take an advance from that, which we have to pay back until we can sort everything out. I mean, that's why we have it, right? It's there in case something major happens, like the auditors say, move a bunch of money around, and then all of a sudden it messes up what we thought our operations were this year. So until we have a chance to kind of sort through that, we could do the advance from our savings account. And that would take care of your immediate concerns and being able to do your pay bills and do all the other stuff. And that gives us time to make sure this isn't going to cause any headaches or further audit dings. Because Lord knows I've sat through enough audit meetings where they told us to do one thing, and then the next audit, they dinged us for doing the thing they told us to do.
Well, believe me, I feel like they've done with China this time.
So,
Everything they're asking.
I have a question. How expedient is this? Is this something we need to do before the next meeting?
Oh, Dan, yes, because right now, when they had me take almost 11,000 out of the water fund to reduce it.
Wow.
Okay, when they did that, that wiped, like when I go in and I post payroll to UAN, I'm sitting there with 2 pay periods for the water board, plus other bills for the water board, like their share of like their gas and electric, different things like that, that I can't pay because after I made that adjustment and went to process, it threw a red flag up and said, you're going to be in compliance violation for doing this. And then I spoke to the auditors, and Lisa was there when I was speaking to the auditors, and they said that, I said, you know, we have this fund that is for the purpose to make sure that we pay the loans. It's sitting there with all this money, and the water board now has like a zero balance almost. What do I do? And she said, well, number one, if you do an advance, you have to pay it back by the end of the year. If you do a transfer, you have to have your solicitor have a legal opinion and a resolution. And today on my UAN, when I did the screen on I snapshot the screen and I attached that to an email to Bob so that he could see what they were saying in their language about a transfer.
Margaret, did you pay the Ohio Public Works grants out of the water fund?
I'm thinking, Bob, that the first of the year, we didn't have enough money in that fund, and I may have. I really did not go back and look because I was doing 50 things today. But I can go back and I can double check myself.
to do the advance, do we need it in form of a resolution, or can we just do a vote by council?
How much needs to be advanced?
Margaret, just to get you through to the next meeting, and how much, do you need the full 35
I would
advance?
say the full 35. I'm going to tell you how it is right now. I'm waiting on receipts. If I had some more receipts, I may know. But I'm still waiting to get receipts to make into my system. So I may not need the full 35 right now, but to be safe,
Bob?
If it was me, I would call a special meeting this week, get your questions answered, and even if you did a Zoom meeting, you've got the legislation,
Okay.
and you could vote on it. And I don't think anything's gonna happen, say, between now and Thursday or Friday.
So
I
we
mean, I
can
don't have a
resolve this
problem with
on,
that would be fine.
we can resolve this within a few days, and that works well.
Yes.
So do we want to go ahead and schedule that? What's good for everybody?
Yeah. Steve and Margret and the Finance Committee really need to be able to talk this through.
Meet Wednesday?
I'm gonna be out of town, so I could do tomorrow. So I'll be in town tomorrow, but I'll be out of town
Oh, you
Wednesday
mean
through
for,
Sunday.
all you want?
Yeah, I'll be, and I don't know what the cell service is, so I don't know if Zoom is a possibility or not until I get out there. Like, I might get out there and I have perfect cell service and we're good. I might get out there and I may get no service whatsoever.
Well, can we do a Zoom meeting just to do an advance? And if we do an advance, let me see what I can get together tomorrow on everything that I actually need. I mean, I know right now that I took almost 11,000, decreased it from the water fund. Okay, so I know I'm gonna at least need 11,000.
Yeah. Would council be okay with doing doing an advance and doing an emergency meeting like tomorrow via Zoom? Would that, I don't.
I don't have.
No, because tomorrow's my birthday, and last year y'all had me here on my birthday, and I want to enjoy my birthday tomorrow. Sorry.
No,
I'm
Well,
being selfish.
will we have
I work
5?
8 to 4:30.
we would
and-
have 5 tomorrow. I'd be able to be here tomorrow with everybody else. If it's just an advance and not all the other stuff, would you be, not that I'm trying to exclude you.
No, that's fine.
Do you guys, does anybody else have anything that they can't do an emergency meeting, even if it would be Zoom?
I don't have a problem. I'm good.
What time tomorrow? Not 6 o'clock. Paper meeting.
No, I can't, I moved that.
That's the 27th.
I moved that to the 27th.
Oh, I thought that'd be on 27th Tuesday?
Yeah,
I'm on the wrong Tuesday, my bad.
I can do any time tomorrow.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
If it's Zoom, personally, I can do it. I don't know about anybody else.
I don't mind a 6
No, you mean-
or whatever, so.
You mean the full council meeting, not a finance, right?
no.
Yeah, it'd be a full council.
Okay.
So it'd be a full council Zoom meeting.
I'm stuck from 1 to 3. That's blocked out with your grandfather.
6?
But what I'm interested in is, so we're not doing this tomorrow, that we really get down to where we want to be.
Yeah, so tomorrow, so finance will meet between now and the next council meeting and dig into this and make sure we got all the questions answered. And make sure we go back and double check and make sure that money isn't specifically earmarked and make sure everything's all taken care of. The advance is basically so Margaret can pay the bills, and basically what the advance says is we're going to use the funds to be able to pay and get all bills paid, and it buys us some time to figure this out.
Yeah.
And then
Can
we
we
just,
do that tonight?
that's what I was asking, but I
Yeah,
think,
mean,
can we do the advance tonight, Bob, or do we need?
I think.
or you need a day?
Well, I think you're gonna need an ordinance transferring the money over to the water fund.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna have to be specifically spelled out that the money's gotta come back to the general fund.
No, not the general fund,
No,
no.
the rainy day fund.
I would take it out of the rainy day fund. I don't think the general fund could handle that kind of a deficit right now.
Well, even if it's a rainy day fund, the rainy day fund's an unrestricted fund, okay, like the general fund.
Yeah, it's considered part of the
So-
general fund, yes.
That's why I'm saying the general fund. But you have to make it clear that the money's gonna eventually come back to the general fund, because if you just do an advance and don't put any restrictive language in there, then they may come back and say, well, why'd you transfer the money back? And they're not gonna be interested in
Oh, no, those are the
Listening
rules. The
to
rules
minutes
say
or
that the
anything like
advance
that.
has to be paid back by the end of the year.
So I'm thinking to your question, or at least what I think I just heard, is Bob really just needs today to get the actual paperwork together.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think.
You got it.
So what day are we looking at?
So does a Zoom call tomorrow at
Tomorrow
6,
will
does
work.
that get everybody enough time?
Works for me.
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
I'm okay with 4. Gotta be honest, you want to do it at 8 a.m., I'm great, like tomorrow's easy.
What's the majority say? 4?
That's-
It's up to you guys. I don't really,
Do you want a
I'll
motion
have
to do it
kids.
at 4 or just want 4?
I just want to know a time that
Will you
you'll
be
agree
will
on.
you be able to do 4 with Grandpa?
Yeah, I should be able to be back by 4. If not, I'll have a phone and I'll
So
zoom in
4?
from that.
Okay.
4? Okay.
I don't know how that whole thing works out with him. I'm surprised he even wanted me to do it, but
All right.
Okay.
that's family stuff.
All right, thank you. At least we'll get that taken care of.
Next, I have a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the Main Street Improvements Project.
And this one's for the sort of slash grant slash,
So this covers the basis for the other thing, right?
like they need this just to start with an execution of it.
Okay.
And I think there's 2 different ones here for
There's-
Main Street.
Yeah, there's this big honking one.
Yeah, there's 2.
So which one are we reading, Bob, doing, Bob? The
We're
one that's
doing
got
the-
Main Street under it, where it says Main Street Project?
Well, the first one is to allow us to do it, resolution authorizing us.
We're doing the resolution because they want the resolution, and we're doing
Okay.
the ordinance because if we're spending money, I want to make sure that there's no issue as far as,
The ordinance is the one that's got like about 20 pages
Correct.
stapled to it.
Yeah, but one says First Street and one's Main Street.
now there's Main
there's this-
Street,
Yeah.
and then there's the First Street Stabilization Project.
That's a different animal.
All right, just make sure I'm looking at the right one.
Yeah.
Okay, which one are we
Okay,
doing?
we're starting with
He's on
Small
the
one.
resolution,
For,
the Main Street.
We're starting with the single page one first, right?
Correct.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Okay,
And that one says First Street?
One says first, one says.
No, it says Main
First
Street.
Street. It says Main Street, but it's only like 1 page.
Trust me, trying to get that together for me was very confusing.
Okay, I got it.
Are we all
no,
got it? No?
I'm working on it. I got it now.
You got it.
All right. I move to suspend the rules, read the ordinance 3 times by title only, declared an emergency. After it's read 3 times, move to adopt the ordinance as read.
You can't merge that last
Can't
part.
do it that way.
Well, then the heck with it, somebody else do it. I don't have the
Adopted
wording.
as read is when we, after he reads it.
You just say the first part.
leave the
Look, I just read it like it was.
He's just like, can we
I
strip
move to
line
suspend the rules, read the ordinance by 3 times by title only, and declare an emergency.
Stop.
All right, bye.
Fine.
There's
I
second.
make it up as I go.
Motion by Dan Dalton, second by Lisa Stafford. Any discussion?
Where the hell's Jason?
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading, a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the Main Street Improvements Project. Second reading, a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the Main Street Improvements Project. Third reading, a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the Main Street Improvements Project.
I move to adopt as read.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This will be number 19.
Next, I have an ordinance authorizing mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the Main Street improvements and to declare an emergency.
It's the big thick one.
It's the thick one.
Oh, big thick one, that's the bill.
I thought we'd stay on. I have
We
that.
had to have that resolution to do this ordinance. So I make a motion that we suspend the rules. We read the ordinance by title only 3 times and declare an emergency.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion?
I just have a question. Do we have to, I'm trying to read through this, put any money with this?
Yes.
I thought we did.
There is approximately,
I was trying to find the amount.
no, it would be in a separate letter.
10%.
It's, it would be $31,780 of local funds
Oh,
towards
it's in that
the
letter.
$317,800 for the total project. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's something
I would
else.
say this
That's a
page
No,
here says
take it back, that was
453.
First Street. That was
Yeah,
First
trust
Street.
me, I get confused between.
Oh,
That doesn't sound right.
453,590.
Freaking night. On this one, I don't believe so. I believe this is the one the mayor's been talking about where MSD is doing a project up
No.
there. No?
This is
Sorta.
Main
This is
Street.
sorta.
This is the sorta grant.
This is,
Oh, sorta. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
No, I
no,
don't
this
think-
is Main Street.
Yeah, I
And it's part of the
understand.
sorta grant is part of the, that's part of the Main Street.
This looks like it's 0.2%.
Yeah, that's what it looks
And
like,
that's
2
what you said,
tenths.
wasn't it? 10% or something?
That would be the wrong thing.
Not to exceed. Yeah, it says provide 99.8% of the total cost of the project, except not to exceed the basically $500,000.
So it's, is it 2%?
No, it'd be
0.2%.
0.2%.
Okay, that's the
Our
very
share.
last page.
Yeah.
Well, not the very last, second to last.
It's just that when the budget's put together for the next year, these things will have to be remembered because
Yes.
they'll have to be taken, you know, out.
Percent.
I mean,
So
as
it's
an
about
obligation.
90,000.
Well, it says total local resources at 11,000, or
Total amount, yeah.
$1,000.
Mhm.
Project financial resources
Total local.
on page 20. It says total local resources, is that right?
If it's only 0.2%, yeah, it's pretty close.
0.2% of this total 453,590 is $907.18.
Yeah, well, they rounded it up to
Yeah,
1,000
just to
in
be
the
safe.
report.
Yeah.
Okay, so council has to be able to pony up $1,000
Okay,
Every
I'll do
year.
that.
Every year for 20 years.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
Still come up with that.
Still, that's damn good to get the street fixed.
It's just we gotta remember.
Well, it's just for the cost of the project, you know, it's,
We either fix our roads or we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah, we
how,
can't
when you
just-
boil it down, you
Yeah.
either fix them or we don't.
Yeah, but $1,000 a year is like, in our budget is a drop in the hat. That's
Yeah.
That's
Do
easy.
without something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yeah,
Pam Jackson.
Yeah.
That's to read it.
To read it by the.
An ordinance authorizing mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the Main Street improvements and to declare an emergency. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the Main Street improvements and to declare an emergency. Third reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the Main Street improvements and declare an emergency.
I'll make a motion to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Dalton. Any further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Yay. Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This will be number 16, and this is an ordinance.
Okay, the next one I have is a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for this First Street Stabilization Project.
I make a motion that the rules be suspended, said ordinance be read by title only 3 times and declared an emergency.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Steve Dalton. Any discussion?
This is the resolution, not the ordinance, right?
Correct.
Okay.
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
A resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and execute contracts as required for the First Street Stabilization Project. Second reading, a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the First Street Stabilization Project. Third reading, a resolution authorizing the Village of Addison to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for the First Street Stabilization Project.
Make a motion, we accept the ordinance as read.
Second.
Motion by Steve Dalton, second by Dan Dalton.
Yes.
Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This will be number 17.
Next, I have an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the First Street Stabilization Project.
Do what? Did you have?
Well, she said it would be number 17, but this is
Hold
the
on.
resolution.
Yeah, it is. I'm
Should be number
sorry.
20, right?
Hold on. Let me get my shit together, please. It would be number 20.
Good catch.
You'll be all right.
I make a motion that the rules be suspended, said ordinance be read 3 times by title only and declared an emergency.
Second.
Hold on, what
Hold
ordinance are we
on,
on?
everybody's
An
lost.
ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the First Street Stabilization Project.
We just did the resolution, this would be the ordinance.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's no ordinance.
You have none?
There's no ordinance.
You didn't get one?
I don't think I have that ordinance.
Here, I've got an extra
I
one.
passed them all out, everything that I had. But you know what?
Here, I've got an extra.
Here's 3.
I think they went
Yeah,
on
those
that
3.
side.
Yeah, they are.
I know I have like 7 or 8 laying there. I always make
I'm like,
that.
what am I voting on?
Yeah.
I got them. Yeah, I got them.
So many things to
All right.
Okay.
So now we're on this ordinance.
Yes. Can we start over now with, this is going to be an ordinance.
Okay.
He made the motion.
Dan was starting it, I think.
I did make the motion.
He made the motion and he seconded.
Okay, so Dan Pillow made the motion, and Dan Dalton seconded that, to suspend the rules and such, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the First Street Stabilization Project. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the First Street Stabilization Project. Third reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and village clerk to execute the project grant loan agreement for the First Street Stabilization Project.
I move to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Dan Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
and Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, anybody want to guess what number that is?
It's 17.
I did that for you, Lisa.
I know you did.
That's all that you had on.
That's all.
That's all I had.
Oh, let's hope.
What you had.
Isn't that enough?
I ordered more paper today.
Mayor, were you gonna say anything about Shamrock? You sent us all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
I wanted to ask her first
Oh, okay.
if she was bringing that up during
Yeah,
her
I-
committee.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. My
She's
part.
gonna bring that up during her committee. Yeah, thank you, Bob.
Lucky you, Ann.
Well, there's only one person. Do you want to go ahead and go?
I'm late.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go to committees. Dan Philip?
Thank you, Mayor. Only just to remind council that we have our volunteer day on Saturday, 9 to 2, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 to 2. We'll be putting together things. Maintenance has been over on the school grounds helping prepare for that day. So certainly hope everybody can come and lend a hand in some way or another. We got some 20-pound mauls and some long-handle shovels. Not really.
Can't wait for the 20-pound mall.
But anyway, yeah, please, if you're able to come over and help us, we'll appreciate that.
I've been passing the word along.
I'm sorry.
I said I've been passing the word along, telling
Very good.
everybody.
Mayor, you were going to mention the fact that we need a bobcat with an auger attachment, right?
Oh, for the holes, right. We need.
For the holes, yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact,
We have to drill
we
the
could try
light
those.
poles, if we
I'm sorry.
can, at least get one of the light poles drilled in.
Oh, yeah.
By the playground,
Yeah,
right?
and the exercise equipment. We could probably use it to get the
Well, we don't have
Some-
the exercise
sonotubes.
equipment marked out, do we?
uh,
Do we have that equipment marked out? I'm just saying if we rent it, are we able to just go from marked spot to marked spot?
yeah.
Because
it's
otherwise it's
sort of
going to be a multiple rental.
we need to prepare the holes before the people get there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta
Exactly
put
for
the
the,
things.
I thought that was just the swings.
Yes,
Okay, so
For-
yeah,
yeah.
we'll be able to do that. And we should be able to do that and not a problem at all. But I was just saying while we're doing that, use it for maybe with the light posts.
oh, yeah,
too.
absolutely. yeah.
While we have it, get as many
Yeah.
of the holes we know where they're gonna be.
Yes,
done.
yeah, they're marked, and we'll just have to see how that works. That's really rocky ground over there.
Right.
That's what I was worried about, how well is that auger gonna work in
That's
that?
kind of why I
That's a-
wanted the Bobcat one and not two people trying to.
Oh, no, get the Bobcat, don't like, if you hit one of those rocks, it'll take two people,
I mean, I'm
just spin them
hoping,
off.
I don't know how easy was that dirt moving while you were down there with him today.
Topsoil moved really well, but
Okay.
right under that topsoil, it was rock.
Okay.
It was rock. So the
I mean, we
alternative
could
is,
try it.
the alternative is, if we can't get through it
We dig it
in that
out.
particular area, we do it with the backhoe and make the strips that we need to get
Yeah.
it pulled out. Yeah.
If you dig the holes through the light post, is there electric there?
No, this is
The light post? Solar. That's a solar.
Solar? Oh, okay.
Solar, yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Even green lights, right?
So would council be okay if we rented an auger?
I
Were
So
you
we can
thinking
get-
that
I think it's
come out of
100 and-
maintenance
145.
budget, or where are we pulling it from?
Wherever you guys want to do it.
That's it, 145, 150 bucks, I think it is, per day.
From Cleve's Tool Rental? Where from? West Power?
West Par, yeah.
Or Cleves, I mean, honestly.
Our Cleves,
whichever-
yeah, I don't care where it comes
Like,
from.
whichever we get cheaper, sometimes we get it
absolutely,
cheaper
yeah.
from Cleves and sometimes it's West Bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if they rent stuff or not, but Parnell's in Cellar Park has really had some good prices on stuff the guys have been getting. I've been looking at them saying, man, this is like 5 to
Yeah.
10 cents
Where's this?
cheaper.
Yeah, like I said, I don't really care where it comes from. as long as
Just
it's-
as long as it's the one that we don't have to handhold around. Did you want to say something?
I can talk to Pat at Cleese with this being a park and with it being a volunteer.
Maybe
day.
he'll,
He may donate the Bobcat and the auger to us.
that
like
is
he did
true,
for
because
the,
he's donated stuff to
For the
us,
last
so-
festival we had, he donated all the generators and everything, the lights to us, so I'll talk to Pat for you this week.
But just in case.
Appreciate it.
Just
But
in,
just in case.
just in
Never know.
case, there it is. Hold on.
He usually is pretty good about
Let me-
donating stuff
here we
to
go.
us. We'll see
Um,
if we can't do that.
I would like to make a motion that we allow the rental of the tool requested not to exceed $200. Think that'll get you?
Sounds good.
And that it come from the land and land improvement and special events. It's part of the reason we set it aside was for some stuff like this.
Like this, okay.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Lisa. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yeah,
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thanks, Dan. Lisa?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Thanks, Lisa.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
All right, thanks, Dan. Miss Ann?
All right. I
Got to
have
you
some
quick.
stuff, I did not get papers to the other side of the room.
I'll come get them, Miss
Do you
Ann.
want me to pass
I got
them? We'll
it
just
for you.
pass
We'll
them
just
down.
pass them down.
We'll just pass them down.
I think, I see if that, I have each one turned a different direction, that should accidentally get it right. You give me that.
What's the name of that company again? I'm sorry.
Please,
Cleve's Tool Rental.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Oh, yeah, here you go.
I know.
I'll go and see him tomorrow.
Sure
then.
messed up some kind.
No, it's not the sugar. There's
Oh,
a
man, it's been
neural
like with
problem.
that First Street.
He's been
Main Street,
medicated.
I had to call Sean and be like, "Look, dude, you gotta help me out and get this straightened out."
I think this is all.
You're getting confused.
You have an extra, Bob, you want it?
Pass it back this way.
You need another one?
No.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I had was the planning committee met on Tuesday, June 29th, and that was just to go over the bicycle rodeo, which was canceled which was supposed to have been last Saturday, and we canceled it and we'll reschedule it at a later date. And then Dan's already told you about the community volunteer day. That takes care of that.
Right.
So then, the next thing you have is the planning commission. The planning commission met July 1st as an emergency meeting, and then we came back again on the 8th of July. And their purpose for meeting on July 1st was, one, there was a question about what if we had to do anything before or to install the new sign out here. And Dick said that we should probably ask for variance because the code called for it to be farther back from the road, but if we do a variance, then we can plant it in the same spot. And that variance is supposed to keep other people from doing things illegal, basically.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So you granted, so they did grant it?
No,
No, we didn't grant it, we gotta, then we'll come back again, but
Oh, okay.
that was his,
Because it has to open as a zoning board,
Oh, it
Yeah.
has to be.
not the planning commission.
yeah.
Okay.
I can understand that. That same structure's been there for 70. well,
Yeah.
That's
maybe
what
not
my
70.
question-
Since 72,
Yeah.
around that
Since 72.
time.
Literally putting the sign in the exact same spot as the old sign.
Exactly, so I would say it'd be grandfathered, that
think
is signage
I
in that
think
spot.
we asked that question if it couldn't be, just be grandfathered.
Oh,
And I think the answer was no, that we needed to do the variance. Is that right, Lisa?
That's what Dick said.
Thank you.
Yes, you've got that right, Miss Ann.
Just wanted
variance
to
is
pull
when
that
you
out.
Actually, when you
Yep,
change the
that's what he
use of a
said.
particular area to fit.
Because I thought we'd be able to get that done that
Something.
night.
Right.
too.
So that is already assigned.
So,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah, we're saying people.
Okay.
we just couldn't do the
What
round
you
robin.
need to do is legitimately go out. and
What's the
break that
square footage
God.
on the sign?
There.
Well, I mean, you know.
It's
you
4 foot
can't
by
have
8
one
foot.
meeting and turn around
4 by
and
8?
another.
Yeah.
Same people.
We
Approximately.
had to,
Right, you
yeah.
had to stop.
But I didn't realize the same people were the
Oh,
same people.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't,
So
well, I
then,
tried to get different
the
people.
next
Lucky to have
item on
them.
the agenda was Mr. William Glick wanted to, he came to submit plans to put up a permanent fence in front of his business.
And I'm sorry, before you go ahead, so we have to send this back to the planning commission for the variance, or what
But
happens?
we have to go to
Zoning board.
zoning.
Zoning, yeah.
What, who's got that board? It's the same people?
It's a same
So I mean,
Oh.
what are we
It's our own internal
doing?
thing.
Are we sending it back to them, or are we gonna say, okay, it's good? I missed that, I'm sorry.
He wants a variance.
He wanted us to ask for a variance because it's too close to Germany Lane and
So
He
you
said
going
we
back
have
to
to go
the,
out there, measure it correctly,
Yeah.
write it down, and go to the zoning board, say, here's what we want, which they're gonna say, okay,
yeah,
and apply for the variance.
The zoning board is the same people as the planning commission. And the thing with they couldn't do it the same night was they can't have round robin meetings with the same committee member meetings in each meeting.
Okay.
Which our plan was to bring it up that night, but when we did, it was like, no, he said that's for zoning board. So I said, okay. Honestly,
okay, I'm
right?
good. I just wanted to make sure I was following.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
So I said-
Miss Ann's got that right.
I'm just glad he's starting to be consistent.
now our next item here.
I mean, there's no
Now,
consistency.
did you want, like, as far as did you guys actually read that first page of the fencing thing? Because it's went through the commission, now it's basically here for council to either yes or no it.
Yes. So, as I said, Mr. Glick came to the meeting on the 7th. He and a gentleman named Dave somebody, I got his name written down here somewhere, Dave Huber. And I only know that his name is Dave Huber, and he came with Al. So you heard the purpose of his meeting. He wanted to put up the decorative fence the full length of his, the front of his building, and he wanted a variance. So we didn't have a plat to look at, and we didn't, to know the real measurements. We knew what Al wanted to do, but we didn't know what the actual measurements were down there. So Dick did measurements, and he sent this paper that you have that has his drawing at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be Dick's drawing.
Yeah. The stuff behind it is Al's drawing
Okay.
and Al's fence. And this is a picture of the building at some point. Okay. So, when we came back to the second meeting, Dick had given the mayor this paper for us to discuss in the meeting, in the commission meeting, for the commissioners to do that. So, as it came down, what Al wanted was additional, was a 3-foot variance to do the fence and things the way he wanted to do it.
How much public sidewalk's gonna be left?
Well, according to this, it's going to be 7 feet left.
Okay. So it's not going to come out really any further than the fence he has now?
It's
Well-
actually gonna be right inside the bucket, is what Dick said. Like the bucket he has there now,
Right.
isn't that what he said? It would
Yeah,
be
right, by the bucket.
inside the,
And what he has there now, at some point, somebody gave him permission to do that because of the pandemic.
Because of COVID. Mhm.
So, when it came to the vote, the commissioners said, one said yes. He thought we should do it because that would move forward, and we should move forward with that in the interest of business, of supporting businesses. However, he said when he goes down the street with his kids, he puts them on the outside, on the curb side, so that they're not walking right by the clientele.
and that was the person with the young kids.
Yes. And then the other one said, he said yes, and the other one said no, and her reasoning for saying no was because she says she's walked by with her teenage daughter, and there's been some, I don't know the exact
Comments
words.
made.
Yes, some comments made. And that was her reason for saying no, and she just didn't think it was good for the community to have that out there where it is. So we had asked Mr. Glick if he would consider putting this thing on the side of his building, because he told us he was going to be buying it next month, which is in August. So said, could you just put it on the side of the building? So he still didn't tell us, other than the fact that he's buying it.
Yeah, he still wanted the same.
So at this point, according to Dick's paper, it is up to the council to decide what opinion should be rendered. And any comments that you might have.
Is it gonna look like what this fence is on here? This,
The iron ornamental
like
fence.
It's gonna be
It's
an
kind
iron.
of like that, like the one
That-
next door.
I think that's not bad looking.
The one across the street from me, you know, that big,
yeah. If it looks like this, I don't really have much problem, but the makeshift stuff that's down there now, no.
Oh, it looks terrible.
That's, yeah, there's no way. So who's
I
gonna
mean, at least
monitor
it would
this?
neaten it up.
Is what I'm
And it's
saying.
gonna look exactly like the guy at the bricks, because that's who I guess he's mimicking,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
black railing that's there.
Right, that looks nice, actually.
The day that he was here, he was concerned that there are a lot of fences. Everybody's building fences, and everybody except him. And it just happened to be at the same time that they're building fences next door.
And I did proceed to ask him, well, do you know of anyone else who's putting it on the sidewalk beside yourself?
Right.
Yeah, people don't understand the rules. I mean,
So I guess my
So that's
question,
why you have to, go through this process, is what I explained to him. You have to go through this process, then ultimately council decides, because you're not putting it on the side, like Dick says, if you put up a privacy fence, it has to line up with your house or your side, whatever you have, and so forth. This is like me wanting to extend my fence out to another foot sidewalk.
so
But,
the
I
setup
mean,
that's there now,
it's
how long
terrible.
the other question is like, we're kind of on the other end, okay, I'm not gonna say that, because Lord knows I'll jinx the universe. But I guess my question is, it was allowed because of outdoor dining and the COVID restrictions,
Was lifted. Right.
which have been lifted.
Mhm.
So I guess my other question is, let's say we say no, how long is he gonna keep it up like that?
We can tell him to take it down.
Yeah,
Yeah, how are we told him to put it up? I guess we could tell him.
yeah, we granted him
Take it
permission to
down.
put it up, so.
I don't know
I
whether
do
he
have a
did or
concern.
not.
I certainly have a concern, especially from the lady who said, walking by there, that they're getting comments. Now, it's not always going to be a lady and her kids. This is going to be kids going to the playground that have to go by that, and I'm concerned that some things may be said to them. That's just my concern, because I guarantee you, I went by there the other night, there were people outside the fence, sidewalk was crowded, And if anybody would have had to try to get down the sidewalk, you know, they'd had to go through people, not just,
Well, I guess the fence though really wouldn't stop that either way. I mean, the fence really wouldn't
No,
even,
you can't. when
whether
people are
you
drinking,
tell
you
him
can't.
no, he doesn't
Yeah.
get over the fence, they're gonna be sitting out in the front.
well, I'll take that, but
Is there
that's
a,
an invitation out there for people.
what are the
to be-
rules in terms, so like, let's say we grant this thing, are there guidelines that have to be followed? Like, I'm assuming he wants outdoor eating and drinking,
Right.
and I believe, I guess because it's an outdoor patio for his establishment, that people can eat and drink on that.
If they have the permit for outside liquor and that they can, that's another thing. A lot of places, the taverns don't have for outdoors. They have it for inside their facility. And I only know that because of the VFW, that whenever we go outside of the VFW
You
for like a
have to get a permit.
function, you have to have a special F permit for that.
I don't mind the fence. I think I'm more worried about the drinking that's going on between the building and the fence, and then people are yelling out.
Yeah.
I think if there's not drinking on the fence,
If he's in
Inside
fact considering putting the stuff on the side, if that's where he ultimately wants to be, unless he wants to go down the road and down the side, you know, if he's thinking about going down the side, that kind of takes care of the problem, as far as I'm concerned. If he can move his patio on the side lot, I'd feel a lot better about it.
I've seen these, like you go up in Chevy, things like that, they are, because there's no limit, they don't have back areas or side areas, so they are doing this, you know.
There's a
Putting
couple in Lawrenceburg that are that
tables out
way.
with whatever,
There's even some downtown.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
But we
doing it in the
need
city
some-
too,
Yeah,
but
tons of them downtown.
I
Yeah,
would think
tons of
somebody.
Well, yeah, but they
check
extended
their
that all the way
liquor
out
to
to
see
the
what
street.
they're allowed.
like,
And we need to enforce
Yeah,
anything
that's
that's
right.
outside the
Seen some over in
fence. I
Harrison.
mean,
And we would need to have some sort of an
hard, but-
ordinance that the drinking and stuff stays inside
right,
the fence.
that's what I'm saying.
I don't want some drunk idiot stumbling out in the middle of the street getting run over by
Do we do
a
that,
sort
or
of
does
bus
the
and messing up. No, we
There
control
are
that, so does
ordinances
the-
on the book that has to do with outdoor
Well,
drinking.
Bob, what do you think?
I think you need an ordinance, and I think you need to look at you need to really look at what the plat is there to determine where the village's right-of-way starts. And then if the village wants to give up part of their right-of-way,
That's the
the
three.
village just needs to know that they're giving up part of their right-of-way. And then if you're gonna have that type of facility, it's not just gonna be there, you're gonna have to make it available to the
50
bar
bar,
down here
yeah.
or any place else
Or at my house, when I open my bar.
within the village.
You got your F permit?
And those are things that you're gonna have to take into consideration, but you really need to look at a comprehensive zoning ordinance for that specific type of district. And the other thing is, the drawing that you have there should be presented by the owner of the property and not the village's.
well,
Building.
Well, we did,
the
that's
stuff
his.
inside is his drawing.
Right, but as soon as the village official starts drafting those type of documents, then you're gonna end up with a situation where I've built it to exactly what he said. That's why you really have to go over.
Yeah, like this wasn't given to, this was just for
Right,
our
but-
purpose.
Right.
But when you look at this,
And then Al drew that.
he drew that,
Yeah.
but
You gotta find it.
that's not what we really have to do is go down,
Someplace I.
and I looked at that the other day, and it looks like he wants to come out as far as the bricks building goes.
That one doesn't,
Is that what it
I
is?
think it's about right there.
that one doesn't. It might have been.
I just-
You want to line up with their,
I think you really need to take a look at it, because The only way they're
This-
Yeah, I have
using
the
their
three
permits
things.
now off premises
I have that
is
one.
because of the
Those are
permission
right.
of liquor control.
Okay, I just want to make sure I did.
And there shouldn't be
Yeah,
any
I need to start
drinking
keeping
outside of
those
that
in there.
fence
Should prove that
under any
people come
circumstance.
to
No.
City meetings back into me.
Yeah.
So,
And I've been down there several times. I don't drink outside that fence, but I have seen other people and I've kind of said, you know, you're not supposed to be out there with that. See that sign that says no alcohol past this sign? You know.
I don't drink inside the fence, but I think police get down there and they see people consuming outside the fence. That's something that they should probably call liquor control though.
For me to have a shirt ball.
And that's the way you put it into that.
So where it says here, the location of the decorative railing will encroach a total of 3 feet onto the public sidewalk, does that mean that's in our right of way?
It does.
So,
There's a wide
then
sidewalk there.
we say if
2.5
you,
feet, I
It's a
think, it's
business.
not like your, I don't
if you want your fence, you gotta, no, you can't have our right of way. You gotta have a smaller area.
Oh, I see what it would line it. If you did that, I'm looking at the satellite image. If he does what he said, it would almost line up with the bricks fence like perfectly. So it kind of looked like one long fence going down through there. Because he's not quite as far out as he is now. If he's just on the inside of the buckets, it almost looked like it'd line up.
Isn't there like an indentation, like for the steps that go up to the old bricks?
Mhm.
Isn't the fencing on the steps or is it on the sidewalk?
It's not that clear.
I think it's on. I thought
It's
it
on
was
the
on the steps.
it's on the upper, yeah,
On the
the-
steps.
where you go up the steps. You
Yeah.
just top.
So it wouldn't be, it couldn't be
I'm
on
trying
mine,
to
was
remember. I
it?
can't remember.
There's a fence down there.
Well, hold on, we're talking about the fence by the bricks. How did they get their variance?
They don't need
It's
one.
on
It's on their
their
property.
It is on the property because
steps.
it's setback, okay.
Yeah.
He basically
Yeah, that
wants to put
kinda
his fence
went
3
through me
feet
there.
on the village property, for all intents and purposes.
You know, you can always get a hold of a surveyor and have various right
That
of
would
ways.
actually be nice to get that surveyed over there as well.
So how does that work though? Like, for example, he's gonna be
Yeah.
drilling into our concrete and our sidewalks.
Yeah,
Like, and then if he has that right away on part of the sidewalk, are we still responsible for repairing? So like, let's say they screw up the slab real bad when they drill into it. Is the village still responsible for
Right.
repairing that slab after they jack or, you know what I mean?
No, I understand.
They wouldn't bid that
Sure.
on dildo.
Aaron, is the lot clear next door? Are the trailers off there, Don?
No, it's not clear.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Can you
I'm
get that
sitting here
letter
thinking
off
the
your
same
door
thing.
and make Bob a copy, please?
Could I,
Did you want me to make copies for everybody or just?
Yeah, everybody, sure, absolutely. I like to share.
Or the merrier.
when,
I forgot about that one, just scan
when
that.
I asked him in the meeting, I said, when do you plan to clear that lot over there? And he said he's already done a lot. Lisa reminded him that he's got a driveway over there. She said, no, you just put some gravel down.
It was an interesting back and forth conversation.
So then he says, then we reminded him of the letter, I didn't bring that letter with me tonight, that he had before saying he was going to clear the lot, the agreement with him and his lawyer and all that. Then he wanted to tell us about all the trailers in Addyston. He took a picture of your house. I just want you to know that.
Did it look nice?
The point is that you had a trailer and we weren't asking you to move it.
But that trailer, that trailer's permissible by the zoning code.
Yeah, because it's on the side.
Because there's a structure. He doesn't have a structure, he doesn't
Yeah,
have
but-
anything.
First thing is just.
But he's going to have one.
Go on.
Yeah, well, he was gonna move that stuff too.
He's already got his hut ordered.
You guys gotta have a coffee shop, you
Yep.
told me.
He still hasn't submitted those plans though.
Nope.
Well, the other thing is Bob's ordinance also says the trailer has to be street, like it has to be street usable, it has to be an actual legit movable, certified, drivable trailer in good repair.
Was this hand delivered?
I'm pretty sure his trailer
No.
doesn't have tags, and I'm pretty sure he can't really pull it,
Was proof of mailing sent, or no?
maybe.
That is,
Oh, wait,
What the hell's today?
my birthday.
So guys, where do we go from here?
Right away, so.
what do you think about that?
I think you really need to draft an ordinance. I wouldn't even send it back to the Board of Zoning Appeals until you get an opinion on your current existing ordinance, whether it can even be done or not, and then whether council wants that type of setup in the village.
You're talking about the fence still.
Well, I'm talking about the fence, the people on the street, all that. In other words,
The whole shebang.
correct.
I was wondering what you thought about that, new orders.
The people are on the street now, so.
Are we
how-
within our okay for this letter?
Yes.
Can we put a maximum capacity on the area? Because like, I have no problem with it being an outdoor dining. What I don't want it to be is you got everybody trying to cram outside. I think outdoor dining with that fence would actually kind of look nice for the village. It's when you got 300 people crammed in that area and then they're overflowing onto the sidewalk and they're not acting in an appropriate way for a small community, they're the issues.
If they had nice dining tables and chairs that would fit, smaller ones that would fit
Instead
that
of
area
picnic tables?
instead of big old picnic tables.
Well, and I think that's the thing.
The picnic tables are gaudy.
But what is the rule for, do we have a rule for outside dining and consumption?
Good question.
I guess the first thing.
I can go back through ordinances and resolutions. I have some of them that are, like I have listings, it's some of the newer ones we don't, but I can go back through some of them.
I don't know that council's ever passed an ordinance to let him do what he's doing.
No, not now. I mean, what he's doing now is because of the pandemic, and he was
That was
saying
just a
that was
temporary-
everybody
I think we
was.
just sort of
Liquor
said,
control.
yeah. I think we just said, yeah, as a council, I think.
Yeah, I
Just
remember
for
when we got it all. It wasn't like an official
Motion on
was,
it, but-
hey, it's COVID, we'll work with you, we want you to keep your business.
Exactly.
But
Mandates
they
it?
can eat inside now with no issues.
Now, the other thing we can do is come up with an ordinance about that, drinking on a public sidewalk, which I know we should have something to that.
There is something on the
Effect.
books. that has to
And,
do
you know,
with-
you've got two options. You can either go into the bar owner and tell him, get them inside, or or they're gonna be fined, or get them inside, and you're gonna be fined for not maintaining it.
I just think that all the things that Bob brought up, let's get all those things in place and make a conscious decision from that point, whether it's yay or nay or what. But I think we should do it in an orderly manner and not just say yes and not have anything behind it, or say no and not have anything legally in place to go on.
Yeah, because we need to know if they can even be out there, outside the bar. That's the first thing.
Right.
Gotta
need to
find
know
out
Even
about
about their
our
liquor
bar, I don't know
license
what
first
kind
of
of
all.
license they have down there. I have no idea. Because they go outside. I know they're
And-
not on the sidewalk, but they're still.
They're on their private
They're
property.
still outside.
You got the idea of the liquor license, you
still
got
be
the idea
outside.
of
Yeah,
the
they're
food
still
Fence or no
certification.
fence?
Causing.
They started, it was the
Neighbors.
patio in the back, and now they put up
bigger.
the fence, and now they do the, what do you call it, with the
Cornhole?
cornhole, and they have tables out there, and the music,
It looks
Yeah,
I
pretty
can
good.
tell you
Yeah.
how late the
I mean,
music
yeah,
shuts
it's
off.
very nice, but I don't know, I mean, are they permitted to do that under their liquor license? I don't know.
That's the reason they built that, was when she came in here and told us the problem with their liquor license. On liquor license, there's something that says that on Sunday, it can be served out there on the patio.
She
but
don't
not
have those
inside.
license yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
She don't have the license for Sunday yet.
That's what she
Okay.
said. I thought it was a
They've
license issue.
got the liquor license for Sunday. It's still the dispute between the two bars
Here we go.
on who gets them. In November, that's gonna be on the regular general ballot for
Right.
us as residents to approve the liquor license on Sunday for that bar.
This far.
No,
50.
No, they have it.
they have
don't.
it.
This
Oh,
one's
we-
one
Yeah, we don't
backwards.
approve it if they've already got it. We'd have to
This far
approve the
don't
new
have it
one.
down here.
Right. She
That's why
wants,
she was here.
Hold
Now,
on
wait a
a
minute,
second.
you can't
She-
be out on deck drinking?
Hold a second.
I don't know about that.
It's
The
not
Sunday-
fair.
Sunday sale or something.
I bet
Sunday
you
liquor
you're not gonna
sales
be
or something.
voting on one bar.
It's
So,
probably all of them.
it's all of them. So,
Yeah, so
either
that-
they're gonna allow Sunday sales there, or they're gonna eliminate it at both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was. Because she said it wasn't there, the Sunday sales.
Oh, so that's on the ballot no matter
Yeah.
what bar you are here.
Right.
Right, in other words, it goes by, you have one
'Cause you can't sell
precinct.
There's
liquor.
like
You can't
8
sell
liquor
you can do
licenses in this
beer,
village.
But you can't sell.
And we usually
hard
get
stuff, right?
something, yeah, you got the VFW's got liquor license,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Bar
they
Park's
do.
got liquor
Yeah,
license,
the ballpark.
they've got liquor license, the Rock's got liquor license. Who knows, there might still be,
The Meadows.
the Meadows has got
Yeah.
liquor
Yeah,
license.
they would too.
I mean, there's various places, some of
I
them
didn't think
renew
about
them,
that.
they
So
might
do
have
they
went
have
out of
beer at
business
the,
5 years
driving
ago, but they've got that liquor license and they pay it every time and they won't give it up.
Yeah.
Because they hold on to it. But
It's
there are
awesome.
7 to 8 liquor licenses in this village.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
And
think
you can
it.
buy them.
Jeff
from the
sells
individuals.
beer out there, you gotta include him.
Well, I
mean,
don't think I think it's hard liquor is what she was,
Right.
I thought she
That's
was.
what
Yeah,
she was talking
she was,
about.
but I'm
Not
saying
beer,
there-
but the,
Yeah.
yeah,
But there
liquor.
are still, for beer, you still have to have license.
Right.
That's why when we have the festivals, we have to get the special permit.
Right.
Or anybody has to get that special permit.
Well, we need to find out,
I
I guess,
think,
on
yeah,
all
this needs to
establishments.
be looked at a lot more. And if he does buy that piece of property, the whole question may become moot.
Well, you
Yeah,
can,
if
you
he
can
does.
always
You know, if he's got
table
that
it.
thing open on the
until
side,
next
why
month.
doesn't he need one in
It'd still
front
be the
too?
same thing if he doesn't have the proper
Is-
license.
I-
Oh, no, I'm saying the question of the encroaching on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Margaret, did I see somewhere lately, did you send out something about that? That being on the ballot? Somebody did.
I send out, every time I get something from like the state,
Yeah.
any of the representatives, anything that I get, I send to you guys. It could be the Ohio Municipal League, it
No, I
could be
just thought
county.
that there was something specific saying that that was going to be on the ballot.
I don't know,
I
I'd
don't
have to look and
remember.
Did anybody
see.
else see that? I don't know where I saw it, but I saw
I may have,
specific.
but I don't remember.
It might have been.
Oh,
I-
it was
my-
just in the minutes.
It was
where
in
she
the
was-
minutes,
where
when she was talking
yeah,
about liquor.
I can't pronounce
about
her
the
name.
liquor
That's where it
license.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's her name again?
Sean.
Shy Coach is her name.
Yeah, but there again, yeah, she kind of laid it out there, that it
Yeah.
was going to be on the ballot. But I'm trying to figure out, like you said, if it means that the
Well,
rock.
when I
Yourself,
talk to the
liquor.
girls about the third thing we have to do, I will ask them. I will ask Sherry or one of them at the board if they can, if the
Clarify
sample
that.
ballots is available, maybe print one off, or if they can
Yeah.
tell me what it is for Addiston.
Yeah.
Well, do we have notes covering all the concerns, so when this all comes up, everything's investigated?
I think you'll
All the
table
points?
it.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many things we've got to cover
Those are
on this.
the
It's
council,
not a real
that is
simple
one.
thing.
No, I agree with Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Bob, if you would send the commission your thoughts on, what needs to be covered,
Well,
so that the commission can kind of talk about it.
Well, not tomorrow, but maybe by the end of the week, I'll be able to go through some old ordinances, because I know that there's ordinances from years ago on the book that specify certain things that the bars and taverns had to do.
Yeah. Is that planning or zoning?
This would be, well, it went through planning
The
commission.
liquor thing, I don't know.
Or does that go to like laws and contracts? Or we can counsel?
Because this has been
I'm
passed
trying to throw you
from
in.
commission already to you guys.
We passed it to the council to decide
This is now
On the
in
liquor.
council's.
I mean,
No, this,
on this thing.
on the
Yeah,
census,
yeah, on that thing,
that's
yeah.
now in your laps to,
Then we need to table it until we have more
Additional
information.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Bob wants to send it to laws and contracts and we get some idea and bring it back to council.
because what did you say, we need the plat, like
Right.
Asheville. Now would a surveyor,
It's already been to the mother.
Yeah,
How
the
would you-
surveyor will get it off the auditor's website.
okay.
And we gotta match it up with the setback requirements.
Is that something you
Everything
can do?
Yeah, if I could have the ordinance, yes. I've got that, I just gotta get the plat.
You need that in the ordinance.
I've got the ordinance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Did you guys want to make the motion to table it?
I make
So
a motion to table.
Second.
Oh,
Okay.
man, that was really confusing.
That was.
Steve made the motion to table
Table
it. Ann Pillow, I heard her voice. Seconded. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Now, before you move on to the next committee,
Yep, I'm waiting.
could we please buy a clock?
Yeah.
All we need is batteries.
We really, battery is something.
Try that.
Batteries have been in it, and it's still not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I don't know, what is it, like
Wait a
with
minute, you mean that's
replace
not correct?
batteries? And then
Oh,
it
it
gets
just feels
hung
that
up
way.
or
I'm
something.
sorry.
It's
So,
2041.
yes, I do
I
need
mean-
to pull that off there and replace it. Yeah.
That looks like the batteries in there.
Seen it today.
It's, yeah, I mean, we set the time right, and then
Right.
it hangs up, and next thing you know, we're
It's the ghost
We're here
of
at 11
Mayor's
o'clock.
Pass.
Dan,
Okay,
that's
what, can I ask what we're doing with this property over here? What's the final? So this was
This-
sent to him?
This, yeah,
Yes.
that looks good.
When did he get this?
He's only got till tomorrow.
I know, but when
it
did
was
he get
sent
it?
out,
Thursday. That would have been Thursday.
Looks like it was sent the 15th.
And he'd already been told that
That
this
would've
was the
been
date it was
Thursday.
coming, correct?
Previous to this, yeah, I
Okay.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Agreement in the,
Long ago.
And tomorrow
trailer
is
business?
now,
Tomorrow is
Bob,
the 20th.
Yep.
he has his Jeep parked over there now too,
Oh, good lord.
next to the trailer.
In that letter, that, in the final decision, it said that he wouldn't put anything there.
that's what I
I didn't bring that with
It
me,
was
I don't
supposed to
think,
be
but-
cleared of everything.
Yeah, I guess do they still have registered mail? Did he accept this, or does he have this, or how did he get notified?
Yeah.
I asked
Dick
the
mailed
mayor.
it out. I don't know how he mailed it, but he mailed it out.
Dick did. Oh, okay.
I didn't mail this, Dick did.
Yeah, Dick.
But if it's regular mail, probably.
Well, you can do what's called a proof of purchase. That shows that you actually mailed it. Where if
He
you
may
do-
have done that.
If you do a certified, they have to sign for it, and it could lay in there forever and then return. But if you do a
Like
proof
the
of
first letter we
purchase,
sent him a year ago.
mailing, that way you know you mailed it and you've got proof you mailed it.
Can Dick and/or the police department hand deliver this?
No. I didn't even, you know what, that's a good point.
What's that?
Can Dick and/or the police department hand deliver this? Yeah.
Well, according to his letter, it doesn't matter.
Ah, okay.
Because it said we'd already given him the date. The last line is, "This notice is not a requirement of law, rather a courtesy. These items will be removed by the village should you fail to comply."
All right.
Pack it up,
It's
take
a
it out of
courtesy
there.
letter because a judgment was already
Okay.
made.
Yeah,
And you were
Tomorrow at
done.
midnight,
yeah,
tow it away, do whatever we gotta do.
yeah.
I mean, council, if you want to stick to this letter, I would really like a motion on that. So that way we have a directive from you guys that no matter what,
Hey,
this is it.
if that is legal, I certainly say let's move ahead with that.
Tell me about it.
kicked this thing around for so long.
Is that, are you making it in a form of motion?
Well, I certainly will, yeah. I certainly will make it in the form of a motion that, the motion to okay this letter, or what would the motion be?
Just,
you
yeah,
know?
that you stand by this
That
letter.
council, yeah, stands by, we have to. That we stand by this letter.
And that is the date, the ultimate date, and that's that.
Yeah, we certainly agreed to all of that. You know what? It ain't like I don't like Al. I like Al a lot, but you know
I do
what?
too.
How long can we get kicked in the shins?
Well, and this is the thing, he keeps going back and forth, and then he comes and asks for something special from us.
Right.
When he,
So I
you
do
know,
have a motion.
I do
So
have a
moved.
motion on the floor that council approves the notice written by the building code enforcer, Mr. Dick Weber, to Mr. Al Blake.
and action to be taken at that time, or not?
Well, yeah, that's what's in the
I
letter.
think
Are you approving the letter?
It is what it
And
is.
Yeah, but I think
just
you
wanna
probably
make
want
sure
this
it's-
motion to actually say we also authorize removing the like, we're,
Yeah, I want to make sure this
It
is,
has to be spelled
See,
out.
that's what I'm saying, Dan, you
Yeah.
have to
There you
make
go.
the whole thing.
All I'm saying is that we approve this letter that the building, the code enforcer did. And whatever else you guys want to add, please add on, but this letter says it all.
Am I getting a second?
there's a second.
I'm still trying to figure. Do we have a plan to go in there and get the stuff? I mean, we've had all this time to
Basically.
talk about it. Do we
The
have
officer
any?
would have stuff towed out, and I imagine our maintenance guys would have to, what do we do with this junk that's on
Hey.
the property? Is it just sit on
We
the side?
tow it just like Don them tow everything else. They call somebody to tow it. And you got to pay for it. That's what the letter says.
This one got wheels on it?
Well, I don't know, whatever it takes to get it out of there, that's what it
Not just a
says.
trailer, it's other items.
That's kind of what I was getting at. What do we have maintenance?
Just says stored items.
He said just like throw it all in a dumpster. Wow.
can we throw it in?
I
Well,
don't know.
I guess
It's like a
I would like to do
grill.
a second real quick because we're doing the discussion and we've actually got a motion hanging, so.
We have a
I will
motion.
second, so that way we can actually go into discussion.
Motion by Dan Pilla to uphold the letter, second by Steve. Any discussions?
There we go.
Do we want to send our maintenance people over there to clear that stuff out, is my question. Is it going to get hairy for them?
I
Do
think
we
the
want to
firm-
put them in that position?
Yeah, and where are we going to put it once we clean it out of there?
That's kind of what I'm asking.
I say we get a moving company, what's that one guy say?
The junk king,
Just call me, yeah.
1-800-JUMP.
Yeah,
that's who we had come up, Secretary.
yeah, that, and there's this other guy who says, they pointed the junk and it's gone, There are companies that do that.
I don't know if that goes with debris as much as it does household stuff. I just think that we should go ahead, have our guys remove it, take it up to E-Town, sell it for scrap to pay us back for our people having to move this stuff. We can do that. He's
I
already
would
been
like
told.
not to have our guys doing that.
I would like not to have
I
our
wouldn't
guys.
be worried
Oh, I
about
wouldn't
the-
either,
I'd be
but-
worried about the injury or liability on our
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And to be fair, they're trying to keep up with grass season and we're working on the playground.
Well, yeah.
They've got other things that we need them to
Right.
be doing versus cleaning up,
Right.
especially when we can send
Especially
him
when
the
the swings
bill.
are this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta get it somewhere and store it, give him the opportunity to take it out of wherever it's stored. That's all him, that's all on him. Whatever it costs us to move it out, he's gotta pay for it. Whatever it costs for him to get it out from where we move it, he's gotta pay for it. It's all out.
We gotta have a place to put it then.
I really think the way you probably should do this is send a police officer over there and tell them, say, listen, we got this letter from the building department. They fully intend to remove the trailer and take other steps necessary to get this stuff off the property. They're gonna file complaints, do whatever's necessary. So if you wanna avoid this entire situation, get the trailer off the property, clean up the lot, because if not, we're gonna charge you.
Yeah.
And that's what should be done.
Okay, well,
Well, I shouldn't say that's what should be done, because I
Haven't we
think
done that?
all the promises, well, we gave them the order to clear the lot, and then that took some time, and then, well, I can't haul it out because I gotta put gravel down because it's been so wet. Well, it's like,
Hey,
just
an excuse
get
every
rid of
time.
it. Get rid of it.
we have asked Dick, and I just read something the other day where you and Dick were having a conversation, and you said Dick needs to do something about this. Dick has done something about it. We can kick the can down the road again, but so it's like we've really got the goods here.
Well, who the heck can we call to move the stuff out, and where can we move it to? I mean,
And
and ultimately, that's the question.
Especially since tomorrow's the date on there.
Where
I
do you
mean, and are
toast?
we gonna send our officer to their establishment where people are drinking and gonna have rough words to say for the officer when he gets there with his paper? That's what I'm worried about, the safety of our employees
Well,
in this whole thing.
Well, the last person I would be worried about would be a police officer,
Yeah.
because if we can't send a police officer in there to convey this message, then who the heck are we gonna send in? But the bottom line of the situation is, he had the opportunity to have a hearing.
Right.
It came before council, he signed an agreement.
Right.
Said he was gonna get it off, never got it off, had every excuse in the world why he wouldn't get it off. Still over there, and then, even though that's still over there and he's non-compliant with that issue, he's back before council saying, you know, can I put up a fence on my property and extend
Right.
the property down here?
I
And it's just like,
understand, I
you know what?
understand all that, but even a police officer with some of those people that hang out in there a lot, drinking, and I've been in there,
Yeah.
and there are some people I know, you couldn't put it past them to try to hit the officer on their way out, then what?
Well, here's the-
I'm serious.
I will deliver the letter myself tonight when I leave here. I will stop and see Al and Wendy. I will get Wendy outside and hand it to her. And
They should have already gotten it
Yeah.
in the mail.
And there's no discussion.
There's,
I mean, if
There's
I'm
no
standing
discussion.
there,
Yeah.
and advise them exactly what Bob just said and leave.
Okay.
They're less likely to argue with me than they are any of the patrol officers.
Do you want to have a patrol officer there just
I
hanging
can
out?
handle it.
I think he's fine on that.
So, yeah, Don gives them the letter, they have to have it off tomorrow, or the next day, we're gonna start pulling it off.
so Thursday, we should start our whatever.
If-
Yeah,
we have
so
somebody.
that's gonna move pretty quickly.
If we have maintenance remove it, I can be on site with them in case somebody was to come down and get hot-headed. I'm not gonna, just like with our firefighters, nobody's gonna touch our maintenance people.
I would actually, if he who made the motion wouldn't mind, I'd actually like to amend our motion that we allow the mayor to bring in an outside company to clear the lot if it needs to be done.
I certainly agree with that amendment,
So I'll withdraw my second, so you can amend your,
and I certainly amend my motion to give the mayor the authority to call in an outside company to get the stuff removed
and I'll second.
off of that lot.
All right, so we have a motion by Dan Pillow, second by Steve. Any further discussion?
just one thing, sorry.
Sure.
Are we gonna slap in with the bill?
Oh, yes.
That's what it says here,
Friday,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says
Yeah,
in the
it
letter.
does say it.
All right, fine, that's,
Which also brings it back to say, okay, do we have the money to pay these people? At least we have to find out what it's gonna cost, but, yeah,
Form of tax lien, yep.
yeah. Mhm.
Well, like I said, we used the Junk King, I believe, or someone like that, when Chip was here for Bowers property. So
Right,
we do have them in the system, so.
yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And we don't know when they're coming, but they're gonna be coming.
Yep, that's
As soon as we
it.
find somebody to actually do it.
The only problem with Junk King and them guys though is they're not gonna hold it to store it, they're gonna take it and trash it.
Well, yeah.
For what?
Wow.
So,
No, nobody knows the time or the place. They just know it's coming.
Right. And after Don delivers his checks to make sure they received this letter, that we know the last time they were hesitant to admit that they had received it, that said, hey, you got someplace you want to store it? Otherwise, it's gone.
yep.
You know, Steve does have
Wednesday morning.
a trailer out there.
My bad, it's behind the house.
So we still have a motion and a second on the floor.
That's okay, you just
Add to
drive
the-
down
Is
the
there any
street,
other
snap pictures
discussion
all
or
the
can we
way
go
down.
ahead and vote?
No.
Trailers at
Call for the vote.
I said,
Call the vote.
I said, was his on?
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann
Yay.
Pillow, Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
I said, was his setting up in the street or something?
I hope not.
But that's
The
just
body of the
way he
legislative authority has
I
spoken.
know them by name. I am fearful of our employees.
Yeah.
Speak up, bring it up next time.
That's what lends to those people being obnoxious and being on the street. It does lend to that too.
Miss Ann, is that all you?
That's all I have today, thank you.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that you didn't have anything else.
What?
Steve?
I do have one thing, but I would like to request an executive session to just brief council up to date on an investigation I've been looking into on behalf of the Finance Committee on a letter that was sent to council and to our solicitor. So I would just like to, but with that, I would like to request that only council and the solicitor and the mayor are in the meeting because it involves other parties. And it's just a report, there's nothing.
Okay.
And we don't have to do that right now, we can come back to that. If we want to finish our other business.
Well, yeah, we still have another committee person.
That's okay.
That's all I got?
I really don't have any except for what is our progress on the outside project out here? It's come to a halt.
Yeah, well, he's pulling his forms today. I think it's what I saw. I wasn't that close. He's,
He moved some wood.
yeah. I'll give him a little bit of slack, but not a lot. We've had quite a bit of rain.
Yeah, and he's been working in the rain, I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Easier to dig it in the rain, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
He did call me last week and ask about
Trust me, I've dug enough trenches.
if he could get some money.
A draft.
And I told him no, that unless it's written in the quote that they need like something down, that I was not authorized to do that, that I would bring it to council and let council know that he did ask, but he didn't say how much or
No,
anything.
he came to me and I sent him to Margret. I said, no, I don't think we do that
No, he
on
should've
this
put that in
small
his
of a
quote.
contract.
Yeah.
Get the work
He should've put it in
done,
his
get your
quote.
pay.
Yep.
You know, on a good week, it should have been an 8-day job max. You know, so I like him, he does good work, but you know, we're not gonna give out drafts until a small job like that is done. My opinion, I'm sorry, it's just my opinion.
So
Are we talking about the paving over there?
No, right out here.
No,
right out here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I knew there
Yeah.
was something else I
Our
was
ramp
thinking
project.
about.
This guy right here.
Right, he wants an advance, is that what that is?
Well, he asked me if he could get an advance or a draft.
Mhm.
And I told him we don't do that
Yeah.
unless, we have in the past, where like on the sign, where we had to have so much down, things like that.
But that was in the contract.
But
Yes,
yeah,
Yeah.
and I told him, no, we don't do that, that I said, you're welcome to come to council, you know, I mean,
Right.
but no, I can't do anything like that.
So Bob, if this becomes a problem that he's not finishing it, I know what is a reasonable time frame?
Well, without the rain,
Yeah,
he should have been done with that in 8 days.
that's what I felt it should already be done.
Yeah.
8
the
days.
rains is-
Yeah,
You know,
there's been some good days in there. I've talked to him about it, and, you know, it's just like, people got to understand when you're in business, you say, this is what I'm going to do, that's what those who are paying you expect you to do.
Exactly.
You say, my guy quit on me. Well,
Yeah.
you need to hire another guy. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I could harass them every day.
Really?
Can
So
I get my
we,
parking
It's
spot
cheaper to-
back yet?
it's
Can I get my
better money
parking
to stay
spot
home.
back?
Right, so it's a, you did tell him no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she already did.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if he needs to hear it from council, still no.
I think he'll take that from Margaret.
Please?
He's not gonna give you money, so.
No, I mean, he pretty much knows, and I told him
Right.
that I would bring it up, and I'm
Okay.
glad Pam thought of it, because I
Yes,
forgot.
thank you.
But I will let him know that council said no, and is there a certain time that you want the project finished?
I'll make the motion that we do not give the contractor, I forget the name of the contracting company, whoever it is, that we don't give him an advance or a draft
I'll
until the
second
work
it.
is completed.
Can we add to that, like, are we gonna give him a certain time frame? Because it's been, what? It's already been about a month, hasn't it, since he
Yeah,
started out there?
Yeah, I
3 weeks
don't
probably?
really know, can't remember, but yeah, it's been at least 3 weeks. I don't know.
I know we had about a week. of rain.
Diversity Contract and Construction, I think is the name of it.
Okay. Don, when did we do the book thing?
Because it's literally almost the next day.
He did, yeah, the next,
That was,
the next,
that
he
was,
started that,
Because I was looking outside, I was like,
I think it was like the
We bought-
15th of June.
yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been a
Yeah, so
while.
around there. It's been a while. Yeah,
So
well,
I say we give him till July 30th and that's all he gets.
I think that's might be, because we're supposed to have 2 or 3 more days of rain. I don't know what he can do in the rain.
We've got 3 days coming up now that he doesn't have it, because it's not supposed to rain Tuesday, Wednesday, or
Today was
Thursday.
beautiful.
mhm.
There's 3 whole days there. And it's
I
scattered
think
on
we need to give
Friday.
him a nudge, say,
Yeah.
okay, council's really sort of getting
You know, what's the,
anxious about your,
Because what do we do with the ultimatum? Like, let's say we gotta be done by July 30th, or what? I mean, we just not gonna pay
How
him?
much time do we give him in the contract?
Didn't say.
There was, yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of the problem.
yeah.
Oops.
So, yeah, I will make it a point to tell him that council is anxious and they'd like to get this thing wrapped up as soon as possible.
because our next council meeting is when, August, I would hope it'd be done by then.
Mm.
August, what is it?
and the
So
third
right
one-
now, the motion
No,
is
it's-
that there's no advance
Oh, that's
draft.
right.
Right, absolutely.
Was there a second?
I
Yes,
second it.
Pam second.
Okay. Motion by Dan Pillow.
Right.
Okay, second by Pam Jackson.
16th of August.
Any discussion? No discussion, we'll
Dan
vote.
Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yeah,
Pam Jackson.
Yay. That's all I have.
All right, thanks Pam. You,
That leaves me.
that leaves you. Your last one.
something back there?
Got a note in his pocket. Oh,
I
that's
just
scary.
didn't, I couldn't get the computer to type it out like I told you. Up to date, as of today, since the last time council met, we've issued 38 traffic citations. We've had 2 hit skip auto accidents, 1 regular accident. 2 domestic violences in which we used divert on both. And I'm sure everybody is aware of the felonious assault / shooting we had on the 4th of July. There is a subject in custody, as I updated you all. Our victim is not cooperating. But they are moving forward anyways. He's been indicted on a felonious assault charge and a firing a weapon into a habitation. He's on a $200,000 cash straight bond, so the likelihood of him getting out is very slim. One of the things I wanted to ask council on this is this property where this occurred at has been a problem child for the past 8 to 10 months. I've had dog bites there that we've had to have the owner in court. I've spoke with the owner of the property several times, advising him I was getting complaints of heavy traffic in and out of that residence. Plus the dog, the owner just basically blew me off. Now we have a shooting. Dick got in touch with him, advised him what was going on. He basically has blown Dick off. What I really am asking council for is an ordinance for problem properties with renters. North College Hill has one where if we respond so many times to that residence, after that third or fourth time we go there, the owner of that residence gets a fine because they are now aware of the nuisance and they're still permitting it. What my fear is we are starting to get an influx of residents from not so great of neighborhoods. And if we don't do something to curb this is not going to be the one and only shooting we have. They're still up there. We're still getting calls that people are driving by talking retaliation.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty bad.
I've got, until further notice, I have got a extended patrol, heavy patrol saturation on 2nd Street to try to eliminate this.
Is this the woman who had the?
The pit bull, yes.
Pit bull?
It was her daughter, it was her daughter's boyfriend was shot by the other daughter's boyfriend.
Well, there is keeping a disorderly house ordinance that you could get that's been upheld by the 1st District, and it dates all the way to 1913.
If council would look at something like that, it would be a great help to us. That would eliminate a lot of problems that would give us some teeth when we show up.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you remember Addie Square in its heyday.
Oh,
Oh, my Lord. I mean, it was
Yeah.
every night, 3 times a night, the police were at Addie Square.
Yeah.
I remember this.
We went,
I
Tom was there quite a
do.
bit.
One of them
so-
ended up at my house.
Yeah, but sitting in the
Naked.
back of my car.
Oh,
naked,
Lord.
in the
Knocking
back
on
of
the
my
door.
car
Oh,
naked.
my.
Yeah, it started out
I remember.
senior citizens and it went to,
Chief Von Lardy at the time and I, when the property sold, walked right in, caught the manager in the house, and strongly suggested, we didn't have anything to back it up, but we strongly suggested that they that they adopt the 3 and out policy, which they did. And we have very few problems.
I know in the past 8 to 9 years since they took it over, I think we've had 2 disturbance calls at 310 Main Street.
Yeah.
It's been like quiet.
Brown Properties down in Harborview Apartments, he has a three and out. If we're at the same apartment 3 times, they're gone.
Cool.
But outside of those, these private rental properties, which we have a lot of household renters here, and we're, unfortunately, we have some slumlords that don't care about anything but a check. And the only way we're gonna get the message through to them is if I have something that myself and the officers can use that has some teeth, to take some money out of their savings account.
Like a nuisance order.
I'd like to make a motion that Bob prepare an ordinance to cover this nuisance property.
Second.
Motion by Dan.
It'd be for all properties.
yeah,
Right.
not just rental.
Yeah, it
So
would be all
I
properties.
come out the way.
You can't really say rental versus owner.
Oh, they're just as bad.
Who seconded?
So, okay, motion by Dan Dalton, second by, I think,
I
Steve Dalton.
seconded, but I think everybody seconded it.
Yeah, but that's how the order goes. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
The other thing I have is, if you guys are not aware, they are having the presidential town hall meeting in town Wednesday with Mr. Biden. And unfortunately, since the Brent's Bridge is under construction, they're bringing him right through Addyston.
What?
So I have to, I've been on.
We have to block roads and
This was
stuff.
just dropped on me today at noon. I had Secret Service and county calling me. We have to block every street that touches US 50. We won't have them shut down the entire time, but we have to be on standby. The first one is gonna be between 2 PM and 5 PM. The other is gonna be between 8 PM and midnight. I've got officers coming in, they've agreed to do it at straight time, because I have to have them here. We're not gonna be able to block all the streets with personnel. What I did get approval from the Secret Service and from county is anything we can't block with a patrol car with an officer there, we can put one of our village dump trucks across the street or the backhoe. It either has to be a truck, a piece of machinery, or a bus to block that street.
How am I supposed to come home from work?
It won't be closed the whole time, but
The hill.
they will not give us an exact time. They will not
Because
do
they
that.
don't want anybody.
They don't want anybody being able to set up on him.
So we can't even like
Down to
notify our
Larry.
villagers.
But we did that once before.
Bridge down to
Remember when we
Village.
had to block the streets off? I got pictures somewhere.
That was-
Something was coming.
That was the
State
funeral
Road,
for the
Bridge down
girl
the
out of,
Through
Won't they
Cleveland.
have that blocked
Lawrenceburg.
off too?
Yeah.
I don't know.
out
Yeah.
of Lawrenceburg. Yeah.
Or 128.
Is Cleveland and that gonna be blocked off too?
The county's gonna be doing that in North Bend, and.
Yeah, they're blocking them all off.
So how am I supposed to come home?
Well,
I guess you have
it's
to
not gonna
wait
be
till
blocked
the
off that whole
residents
time.
gets through.
He's
If-
playing around, right?
If he decides to, they won't tell us when his plane lands, they won't tell us when he's gonna be here. We just had to be ready between those hours.
Between 2 and 5.
For them to call us and say, all right, shut him down. And while he's in the town meeting, if anything was to happen and they were to have to evac him, his route is back through this way, we have to be ready to shut it down anytime within that 4-hour period. And their reasoning for either the truck or the heavy equipment or the bus is you're likely to get the car through that, slim and none. They're letting us do the other, the patrol cars, because they figure somebody's going to come at us, we can give them a hot lead treatment. So that is their theory in that. That's what I got approval from, that's what I got approval from Secret Service for.
My guess is they don't reimburse us for the added officers.
Of course not.
Can we send them the bill?
No.
Can we send, I would love to send the bill to the government.
I
I
can
would
type
love to
one up
send
and
the
send
bill to
it,
the
I
White
can type
House
one
for
up
that.
and send it to the White House asking for reimbursement. But I figured the least painful way would be to pay them at straight time like they're in mayor's court instead of paying at $30, because I ended up at detail pay at 30 an hour, it's 900 something bucks. We can't afford that. I will be here, but I will not be charging the village as usual. I will volunteer my time, that's part of my job. But the other officers, to get them in, a couple of them are taking off from their other jobs to be here to help us out.
Oh, well.
Thank you for organizing this.
Yes.
You ever had a president come through here before?
Yes.
Yeah, they've
Besides
come
the
through
ones over
before.
in Harrison?
I remember him coming down,
Uh-huh, me
same
too.
thing.
Who?
I'm trying to think who it was.
We're still,
I can
They shut
remember
down
when
128 at Kroger's.
Reagan come into Cincinnati, and I can remember that they had to have a place to meet. My boss at the time was real big into all that. They took him down, they took and had a rally down around the, what do you call it, down around the riverfront, but not there. It's like back where the
Or Schmel
trucks
Park.
and that go, and they used train cars.
No, did they ever come through Addyston before?
Oh,
On-
there
Bush
was one, but I can't remember who it was.
I don't know, Old Bush or Young Bush?
Young Bush came through once, and I'm still waiting to hear back from the Secret Service, because when he came through here and he went through Cleves, and we saluted the motorcade, and we thought that the Secret Service was gonna lose their mind because they didn't want us to.
He come down through Addison to Cincinnati at the convention, because the VFW had their convention in downtown Cincinnati, and he came to speak because, who ran against him?
So-
John somebody? He was the other person, but
Yeah,
I can do remember that, because Secret
do
Service
remember
took
too.
over the 2 floors of the Millennium Hotel.
yeah.
One above and one below.
Wednesday, if I'm
They
missing
brought
in
it this
action and
way.
you don't see me, it's because I'm at one of these briefings. They're having 2 briefings, one at the Cincinnati Police Academy, and we're having another one at 128. I've got to be there to meet with Secret Service. I've already given them all the officers that have said they will come in. They've got all our information. And of course, they're running a thorough background check.
And when is this again?
It's Wednesday. Wow. Like I said, it was just dropped on me today at noon. My phone rang and it was the sheriff's office with Secret Service, and my first thought was, oh, Jesus, what now?
That has been that kind of couple of
That's the
years.
first
Yes.
thing I would have thought, most definitely.
Really?
So I will need to utilize some of the maintenance equipment, the dump trucks, the backhoe, a couple streets I'm gonna have to block with those.
Well, we got 4 streets.
4.
6.
6?
I've got to block every street that touches, so I've got Dining, Germany, Stone King, Bowman, and Secretary, and I've also got a block Depot coming out of the plant.
Wow.
Yeah. Because when they come through, they're gonna be moving. They'll probably be doing 80 to 90 mile an hour as they come
So
through here.
NEOs can't use their security guards or whatever they
They'll all
got?
be hanging on for dear life off the side of the there all the security guards over there, their security guards over there probably wouldn't pass the Secret Service background check.
There is that.
Fair enough.
The other thing is, Steve, I know you were gonna go to the Finance Committee about the other black and white, getting it done and up and running.
Yes, it's top of my list.
Okay, so is that still on hold, or?
We have not met yet to identify the money.
Okay.
Is it something you need like right now?
Well, I'm gonna have to use it for this. It'll just be unmarked, but, I mean, I won't be able to get it marked by then anyways.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like you're not getting any of that done. where they-
Yeah, it's gonna have to be utilized. It's just gonna be a car with lights and just says police on it, but,
That's fine. That's okay.
okay. I just wanna check, because I'd like to get it in the rotation as soon as I can. And then, trying to think, I sent a letter to Mayor Mear today. Officer Brown has completed his 180 days of probation. My recommendation to the mayor and to council is to go ahead and move him from probationary status to regular part-time status. He's been an asset
Something we
to the
would have liked to have
department.
done with the rest of them, we're just.
Yeah, this is still a learning curve for me. I read through Margret had mentioned something about it. I went through and read up on it. This is something that I need to be doing, so it's something that will be coming to whenever we get new guys. I'll keep track of it and get it out to you guys.
I make a motion that we take the interim chief's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Dan Dalton. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Yay. Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
I believe that's all I've got.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss a letter that was sent to council members.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Pam. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Yay. Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, out of the meeting, so